Hello, CrossFit Linchpin. Tuesday, October 29th, 2019. We've got a great day. We've got a heavy day. A fantastic lift, a fantastic below parallel lift. My personal favorite, actually, even more so than the overhead squat and more so than the back squat. I love the demands of the front squat. For the rack position, I have a poor rack position, but I enjoy the struggle of trying to improve it. And the loading is shifted a bit forward of the frontal plane, forward on your skeleton, which makes it just more demanding of the midline. It translates to the thruster, it translates to the clean, it demands an upright torso. I just think it's a great lift. And we're going heavy on it today. Today we have let's get to this first. We have the Bergner warm-up in the warm-up. So if you're new to Linchpin, this might be confusing. If you're a veteran, you know the deal. Bergner warm-up, created by Coach Mike Bergner, big friend of CrossFit, incredible, well-known worldwide Olympic lifting coach, created the Bergner warm-up for the barbell snatch. And we're not snatching today, but we have the Bergner warm-up in there, and we try to put it in at least a couple times a week. It's a fantastic head-to-toe warm-up, and more importantly, it keeps the motor recruitment patterns and just the mechanics and the sequencing of the barbell snatch, which, excuse me, is the most complicated movement you can do with the barbell, keeps it fresh in your head. So even though we don't snatch any day because it's unnecessary and ineffective for chasing overall fitness, we want to touch that thing a couple times a week just to keep it where it needs to be. So when the snatch comes up, we're good to go. And we have the classic Mike Bergner warm-up and then the CrossFit Linchpin variation, with all due respect to Mike Bergner. And that just gets us a little bit more below parallel in there. So that's what we're doing today. So you'll see that a couple times a week, and it will pay off. Trust me on that. Front squat. Today we're doing a ladder. Here's how the reps go. 2, 3, 5, 10, 2, 3, 5, 10. So that's going to come out to 40 reps total. It's a sneaky workout. Use a rack, please. And how this is supposed to go is you're supposed to choose the loading that you feel you'll be able to do for those sets of 10 and use that loading for all of the sets. And so by its very nature, that means the initial set of 2 is going to be relatively easy. The set of 3 is going to be relatively easy. The set of 5 is going to be a bit more challenging. And well, then you've got that set of 10, but you've already done 10 reps, a 2, a 3, and a 5. So you're not exactly going into that 10 fresh. You struggle through that set of 10, and you've got a 2, a 3, a 5 again, and another set of 10 waiting at the very end. So it's a sneaky and demanding workout that has you lifting a relatively high load for a lot of volume, but some of the volume's low, and that's how it's sneaky. So choose wisely, but the goal is to stick with the loading you'll use for the sets of 10 across all of it. Rest as needed between each one of those sets, and it also would make sense that you would need to rest less between the initial set of 2 and 3 than you would between the very last set of 5 and the last set of 10s. But make sure you're resting enough to actually lift the weight safely. We have a video showing the front squat. Super Fitness Robot's not a time or rounds for this, but for a percentage, we're saying 80% or higher of your 1 rep max front squat would be significant and challenging. More likely time for a lot of people will be somewhere above 60% of your 1 rep. Scaled option for this, we're still front squatting, but all I did was I hacked off the last set of 10, which drops it from 40 reps to 30 reps. So it's a significant reduction in volume, but it still stays 2, 3, 5, 10, 2, 3, 5, and that's that. And you still stick with the loading that you're going to do for that one set of 10. You could also scale this in a different way. You can always just reduce the loading. It's the easiest way to scale a lifting day like this. But you could maybe stick with the prescribed reps and just reduce that loading. So if you feel like getting in 40 squats, you could, or you can get in 30, chop off that final 10, and bump up the loading a little bit because you're only dealing with 1 set of 10 versus 2. Limited equipment option. So we have a heavy day, but people only have a pair of dumbbells, pair of 50s for the men, pair of 35s for the women. We've got good stuff in store. Our limited equipment option heavy days, I would recommend that even if you have a barbell, every now and then do the limited equipment option, because I promise you the variance and movements that you will be exposed to will just hit you in a much different way than you're used to with the barbell, and there's tremendous benefit there. Limited equipment option. This is not for time. 30 to 50 meters of a dumbbell walking lunge, and you could have that front racked or hands down by the hang. Either one's going to do the trick. Rest as needed, and that doesn't need to be unbroken, obviously. Rest as needed. And then you can do Bulgarian split squats. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per leg. Resting is needed between each of those. Then rest some more and do one final set of 30 to 50 meters of dumbbell walking lunges. That's going to get it done. We have a video showing the dumbbell front rack lunge and a video showing the Bulgarian split squat. So enjoy that little jewel. Accessory work, optional as always. Prowler push. 3 50-foot prowler pushes for max load. Don't have a prowler? No worries. Dumbbell box step-ups. 30 to 50 repetitions, alternating legs each step. You choose the box height and you choose the loading. We have a video showing you that. Rest a little bit and then just, you know what? 40 burpees. 40 burpees for time to a 6-inch target above your reach. We have a video showing that. Just a pleasant day in the accessory work world. Cool down and stretching, as always. 5 to 15 minutes, casual walking, jogging, biking, or rowing. Wall stretch for the leg. Hold that 1 to 2 minutes per side. A challenging stretch. It always makes me work, but it's probably my favorite. I'm not the best at it, but it's my favorite because it's beneficial. And then foam roller for the back. We have a video showing that as well. Hope you enjoyed the heavy day, and I will see everybody back here tomorrow for Wednesday, October 30th.